rip it, right?
Yeah. For D-line, I think Mara would do all right in there, you know. And also he could hit too, you know what I mean?
Crossbar challenge. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Wrap This Week. With the NFL draft taking place in America, we have brought in an NFL coach to see if I've got what it takes to make it. Wow, OBJ! So thanks once again to everyone that sent their questions in for Ask Ugo. There's been some brilliant questions, do keep them coming for next week. Role model growing up. I had loads. Jonah Lomu, absolute legend, rugby's first ever superstar. The impact he made at the 95 World Cup despite New Zealand not winning it. Jack wants to know my favourite moment from the Women's Six Nations and your top performer. Favourite moment and player almost wrapped up into one, Poppy Cleal. You know, scoring a try in the Women's Six Nations final at the weekend. I think for me, she is the best women's rugby player on the planet right now. Top 14 best league in the world? Well, that's more a statement than a question, but if I'm to come back at you, I'm going to say the Gallagher Premiership. It's just so competitive. Once again, another really good season. Best match ever. It was one that I was fortunate enough to be at. It was Japan against Scotland at the last World Cup. Japan created history, making it to the first ever quarterfinals.
The victory is there!
You know, with the backdrop of there being a typhoon, a hurricane the day before, everyone coming together to put that fixture on. It was really, really special. Is there anything I wish I did better in my playing days? Yeah, one more England caps. Quite simply. How did I feel when I scored a try for the Lions? Wow, that's a big question. I felt lots of different things. Sheer elation, you looked up at the crowds and it was just a sea of red. The greatest individual moment that I've ever had on a rugby pitch. And whilst on the subject of the Lions, we're 8 days away from Warren Gatland naming his 36-man squad to take on the world champion South Africa. And I think that calls for a pretty special edition of The Wrap. So next Wednesday, 10 a.m. UK time on the World Rugby channels. There have of course been rugby players that have played in the NFL and vice versa. Let's think of Nate Ebner, who was drafted in the 6th round by the New England Patriots and went on to win 3 Super Bowls. And still in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills is a good friend of mine, Christian Wade, who's currently training in Las Vegas, not a bad destination, during the off-season. The Wrap caught up with him earlier this week to find out which other rugby stars he thinks would be pretty handy at the NFL.
So with my path, you know, they have like, I guess, scouts that are out there, you know, scouring every continent outside of America. What happens is they select the guys they want to take on basically a 12 to 16 week camp at IMG in Florida. Then did the pro day in front of like all these scouts. All these scouts are there, you know, clipboards. Even me being a professional at my level, I never really had that. You got all these people with their stopwatches, like looking to see what time you're getting out. It's like, yeah, this is a lot. And you have people like measuring my hand, bro. I was like, why are you measuring my hand? Like they're measuring the span of my hand and all this stuff. I was just like, yeah, this is crazy. But you know, just to get that initial, like, you know, you've made it through was a huge relief. And then to find out I was going to the Bills, these are like things you dream of or you see on All or Nothing, stuff like that, where it's just like, you know, I've watched this happen to other people before. I think I posted up on Instagram, but I couldn't even find any words to really type. You know, I just wanted to thank everybody who had been a part of, you know, the journey from leaving rugby to that point. And then, you know, I knew I had a huge mountain to climb from that point onwards. Like the work had only just begun. So quarterback, I'm trying to think of like a hooker. Just because they're the only ones who I've seen like can throw the ball and stuff. You could put somebody like Skull Bricks. You put Skull Bricks back there, bro, because he's, you know, real agile on his feet. He can, you know, he's got a nice little burst, and obviously he can throw the ball too. So with running back, it's you know, I want to put someone like Cheslin Colby, bro. Whoever trying to defend him, they're gonna have, you know, problems all day. Try to, you know, shadow him with his, you know, his nippy footwork and his quickness to be able to get out of those breaks. wide receiver. You know what? I think Lewis would be good there, bro. Lewis, because he's so big. Like, I didn't even know he was that big. So, and he's obviously fast too. So, and he's got footwork. So, he would definitely be able to, like, you know, tower over these, you know, some of these corners for D-line. I think Maro would do all right in there, you know. Maro, because he's pretty physical and he's got, you know, he's good with his hands as well. So I think he'll be good with the, you know, the grappling moves, and also he can hit too. You know what I mean? Or as a DB, I would probably say Marcus Smith, bro, because he's fast as well, great footwork and awareness. He's a bit smaller though, which is like kind of tough, but I mean, put him in to, like, you know, guard somebody like Cheslin Colby, somebody in the slot. I think, you know, he could learn that and do a pretty good job there. Kicker, ooh, I have to say Cipriani, bro, because, you know, he's got so many different kicks that he could use. I think Sips would be sick, you know, doing field goals or doing being a punter as well, because there's different types of kicks and I think that he would be the perfect person to, you know, bring that to life and, you know, show the league stuff that they've not seen before.
Okay, so it's Challenge Ugo time with the theme of the NFL. We thought that we would bring in an ex-college ball player, Kojo, who works with XLPerformance. First of all, I mean, Tom Brady's 43. I turned 38 a couple of weeks ago, so I've still got loads of miles on the clock, right?
Of course.
100%. What kind of athletes do you work with? What are the kind of differences that you see from rugby into the NFL?
Well, a lot of transferable skills. You have speed, skill and size in rugby and American football. And we did a little bit of research on you. 6'2", 200 and something pounds. So you think today's game a linebacker.
A linebacker?
Or, because you have winger, speed background, prototypical wide receiver.
Okay.
So today, we'll go through everything and we'll have a look and see if you've got the skills. Okay,
so we've got a few different challenges. We have this net here, so I guess we've got a bit of target practice.
Yes.
Grip it and rip it, right?
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
That's money. Bottom right,
I
okay.
believe in you. First attempt.
You know they call me Black Brady? This game's easy. This is actually easy.
There we go.
Top
That's
left.
a touchdown.
Top right, and the ball to finish. Okay, what's the next challenge? What have we got?
One-handed catches.
OBJ.
OBJ style. Let's see if you got what it takes to be a receiver, man. There you go.
Bro!
Bring it in, bring it in. Hey, that's one. Go.
I've lost him! I've lost him!
You want to run for that one? Find it. Yes, sir.
Wow, this is big. OBJ, just guaranteed first downs with me.
That's it.
We're going against each other.
Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. I'll be back. I'll be back.
What have we got now?
You've got to win us the game.
It's the final kick of the game. Okay, this is it. It's all on me. Boom, snapshot, laces are up. Monye steps up to win the game.
Oof. Oof. Tears are flooding down the guy's face. Kids are crying.
What happened there? Crossbar challenge, 40 out.
Oh! He meant that.
Sometimes it happens. It just happens, right? It just happens. There's been a penalty.
They've caught life. They've caught life.
We go again.
Bad snap. Doesn't matter. Super Bowl winner.
Yes! That's the Super Bowl. That's another episode of Challenge Ugo. Do keep your challenges coming. Thank you to the coach from XLPerformance.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome work, guys.
Thank you. And that's a wrap.